Oh, there he is.
Oh, finally.
He's like, I got a gun. How about you get a computer?
I almost bought a suppressor today, too.
Of course you did. Because why would you not?
Yeah, like, why would I take the surprise money I just found, and why would I use that to pay off, credit cards that are...
You had surprise money?
Yeah.
Dude, don't do nerd shit with surprise money.
What was your surprise money for?
I don't know. That's the other thing. I got to find out what it's for. I want to know why I got it.
What are you talking about?
Right? Well, because I'm running my GI Bill, I'm not getting the usual financial aid that I have been getting.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, nope, I'm good. Let me see how I do with just my GI Bill, because I don't want to tack on more shit. And with my GI Bill, I get paid at the end of either the end or beginning of a month, right?
Yeah.
This one, $1,200 showed up in my account at like middle of the month. So you guys are frozen.
You're not.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's just on mine. Did you hear all that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know what's... Alright. But yeah, so I just had like $1,200 just pop into my account like on the 20th.
Yeah.
And I just noticed it, and I was like, I probably should find out what this is before because I have done that before in the past when I was in the Navy. They overpaid me, and I was like, oh, there must have been like some sort of federal raise. I didn't ask anybody, spent the money. Email a week later, GM2 Deaton. It would seem that we have overpaid you. Well, shit.
You should have been like, no, you didn't.
No, you did not. You're welcome for my service.
It's your
yeah, it's your opinion.
Our weather report says snow.
Mm-hmm.
Until 6 a.m. I can hear it's heavy rain and it's lightly raining, but that usually means that it's actually snowing with rain mixed in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I dealt with some nasty weather today. It might be what's headed your way, honestly.
Oh yeah. Aragon had it Wednesday and yesterday, and
yeah, we had it yesterday, and then Portland had it today.
Yeah. Yep, it's looking snowy.
It's headed on down.
It says light rain for the next hour, and then at 9, 10, 11, 12, snow. 60% chance, 55%, 55%, 50. Then between 1 and 2, it's not supposed to do anything. It says.
But then just dump snow at 3.
And then 3, 4, 5, snow. Still snowing at 8 a.m. But then it's supposed to...
Snow chance.
Yeah. Because that's what you got.
Snow chance of hell.
Eugene, same thing, but less of it. Okay.
Oh my God. I barely made it to Friday.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm very tired.
Did you go to Portland today?
I did go to Portland today.
Did you go to the Adidas store?
I did not. I spent all my day at work.
Oh, I'll be damned.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
How lame is that? I actually had to work 8 hours today.
Damn.
Ooh. Yikes.
Yes.
One in a row.
Time to cash out.
I said as soon as they start making me do any real work, I'm fucking out of there.
Yeah.
She get a sign instead of days since last accident. Right. Days since I worked 8 hours. One. Oh. Have you guys heard? Oh, sorry. Good.
Oh, I was gonna say, go ahead. I have to look this up anyway.
Okay. Well, this was a completely like out of left corner, not even like a departure from what we were talking about. So.
Oh, okay.
That never happens.
Well, I looked it up. So, did I tell you, Dave? Have you seen the sign that I put up in my office?
No. Did you send it? I can check my logs.
I mean, I sent it a long time ago, but it's So I saw this quote and I really liked it because I'm feuding with the sales manager, and so I decided to post in the window of my office. Labor is prior to and independent of capital. Capital is only the fruit of labor and could never have existed if labor had not first existed. Labor is superior to capital and deserves the much higher consideration. Abraham Lincoln.
Yep.
Yep.
What I might do is I might put a little thing over the top of it that says like Karl Marx, and so when you flip it up, it says "Oops, Abraham Lincoln."
Right.
You should put Abraham Lincoln, Jake Tabor.
I might do that.
Or put them backwards so it says Karl Marx, Abraham Lincoln, like Karl Marx said it
Like
first.
he said it first, and then Abraham Lincoln quoted him.
That would be funny.
My departure was you guys know the band Hozier, I think it is?
I've heard of him.
Yeah.
Have you seen
Yeah.
Have you seen his version of singing the acapella The Humors of Whiskey?
Sure haven't.
Oh, okay. It's an Irish like drinking song.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
The what beats what best wits your whistle, what beats pipe and fiddle.
Yeah.
But anyways, I just really I like every time that comes on, I listen to it. He's got a good voice and it sounds awesome. And today, right before the show, I walked past our liquor cabinet and I look over it and I was like, Irish whiskey. It's on, boys. That's tonight. So I got some of that Tullamore Dew.
Ooh, that's not bad.
Tullamore Dew.
I've got
Puget.
I've got a Puget Slam.
Puget Slam.
Okay.
I've not heard that, Robin.
Huh?
What do you got to drink?
It's just a commercial. I got this.
Oh, the old Gator Light, huh?
Nice, dude.
Nice. A little dehydrated, and I was like, I should probably get one of those because what's it gonna hurt?
You can't be. Well, I guess you can be overhydrated.
Yes.
I did it to myself one time.
Hyperhidrosis.
But could you do that if you were also pounding electrolytes at the same time?
I would imagine.
Yeah. I feel like some point your urine would just turn neon green.
It looks like Shrek's piss.
Yeah.
Looks like Surge.
Oh yeah, old Surge piss. I remember when the first time I started taking like multivitamins.
On it, would it be a surge protector?
I like that one.
First started taking like multivitamins and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like first start, and then you go take a leak, and you're like, "Why am I radioactive right now?"
Right.
Yeah. Why is my pee that color?
Because you don't know. No one tells you, "Hey, man, when you take extra pills with extra vitamins, your body just excretes the rest."
It's
like, no, I've got Hulk pee.
Yeah.
And nothing actually gets any bigger.
No one says, hey, your body takes everything it can and gets fucking rid of the rest of it because it's all water soluble, so it just goes out in the pee.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. That would have been really nice to know.
Also, you're going to think you have cancer now.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Like I got suckered by mostly by Dan Patrick's show. I tried that M Drive shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Is that the testosterone stuff?
It's like a testosterone.
It's like a booster,
Yeah, like a booster. And I took it for a while, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is kind of working. And then I didn't take it for a while, and like forgot to take it for like a week, and nothing changed. And then I was like, fucking placebo effect. God damn it.
Yep. You know what really works?
Steroids.
A needle in the butt cheek.
Yeah, I was gonna say steroids.
That really works because when I stop,
these do not work.
Stacker 2. Oh, yeah.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just try it, just see what happens. I got sleepy.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the opposite of what I wanted.
Can't eat if you're asleep.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, I know when when I was in the hospital for my paralysis thing, I stopped taking my shots for a while, and then I just felt like
dog shit.
Just dog shit, weak. tired all the time.
Yeah.
And then you remember when I started taking it again, I was just like, oh hey, I can do things. Like I wake up. Like
welcome back to life.
Like I think right now I'm just exhausted because I overloaded my plate this term.
What?
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah, imagine that. Old Fatty McGee over here.
Tried to tell you.
Not just food, folks.
Don't do that, Dave.
I will overload plates, everything.
Don't do that, Dave. Oh, I'm gonna do it.
Definitely told you. Oh, I gotta take all the. It's funny because you'll be like, I gotta take this and this and this and this and this.
Like
if I don't
you're in a
take
hurry all of a sudden.
What?
Yeah.
Like you're in a hurry all of a sudden.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Oh, but Robin knows more than anyone. That's basically how. Like the fact that I've made it this long is surprising.
Yeah.
To most people, because I will get into something like I am all in. Like give me all of it at once, and then like 3 months later, I'm like, that was fun.
You want to know why you haven't quit?
Because I feel like I have to prove something this time.
Yes, you're right there.
Like
because you're at your parents' house.
Yeah.
And your dad will fucking just drive it down your throat.
Yeah, well, yes, absolutely. You're right. You're absolutely right about that. But also, I have thought about that, like, because I've done that my whole life, where I get into something, all in, and then I just like, all right, I just leave it, and I change my mind. Like this, like when I decided to actually really like, okay, I'm taking the money out to do this. I was like, you got to do this, because now if you don't do this, you just look like.
It's your last shot too.
Yeah, like this. I'm just another asshole that has been doing this my whole life. So yeah, and like you said, it's my last shot. If I don't do this now,
are you gonna try him?
Where's Hims?
Not right now. We'll do it later.
Nice.
Hims is the pills that make you dick hard.
Hims and hers.
Hims and hers.
One's for chips, one's for dips.
Oh. That would be a funny, like, like they have the his and hers towels. You did hims and hers towels. But only have them up during February.
Mm-hmm.
Took him a second.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I could hear him not making the sound that I just made.
It's like I said the other day. My job is like racism. Sure, it's a joke, but should I be laughing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't censor an email that one of my employees sent to me, and I sent it to my. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was basically to the effect of, well, if purchasing won't get off their fucking ass, maybe I'll do all the legwork for them, and here's my shopping cart. And I was fucking busy, so I didn't really read it. I just sent it to my boss.
Oops.
And then I get another email immediately after that, like, hey guys, we don't need to editorialize like this. I get the point. Like, the point has been made.
Awesome.
And so he calls me about it later, and I'm like, yeah, what's up? He's like, no, I really don't care, but like, if you want to have that conversation, like, we could just have that conversation offline. We don't have to.
Right.
You don't have to bring ink and paper into this. Is essentially what he said.
God damn it.
And he and I have the same management style of don't make me manage.
Right.
Don't make me fucking write this down.
Mm-hmm.
If I have to make anything official, I will be very upset today.
Right?
Yeah. Stop documenting things.
Yeah, exactly. Like today, our internet went out in Portland like all day, so I couldn't do dick when I got there. And so just hanging out, and my worker's like, hey, I think I'm gonna cut out. I'm like, yeah, go ahead. Like, don't clock out till 2:30, but go ahead and leave.
Yeah.
Like, it's not your fault. Like, you can't do anything.
Right.
And then the forklift broke. So I'm like, all right, now you really can't do anything. Go home.
Right. Double not doing anything.
Double jeopardy.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
I left a little bit early today too, because the assistant manager and manager were both there at closing time tonight. And he's just like, yeah, we don't all three need to be here.
Yeah,
so you can leave when you want. He's like, if you want. I was like, yeah, okay, no problem. Yeah, I'll take off early. I left 10 minutes early. I'm like, still getting paid.
Yeah.
I'm 36. The fuck?
Mhm.
My dad just told all his friends I'm 37. I'm 36.
No, that's me.
Yeah, I mean, close enough. He was like, "What year born?"
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what he
checks
did.
out.
He forgot that June hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. Right?
One thing at a time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anytime you hear that it's June.
I had to call my bank today because my debit card expired and I don't have a new one. But they said I think they sent one. Oh
They
no,
definitely think they sent one.
no. They say that I have one activated that it doesn't expire for 4 more years, and I'm like, I don't
Where?
have it.
Yeah.
Can I get one of those? Because that would be
Yeah.
cool.
Y'all
So,
got any more of them debit cards?
yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, I've had this account for like 30 years. Wait, holy shit, I've had this account for 30 years.
Right.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
I saw
Anyway.
there's an Umpqua bank up here, right over by where I work. I was like, what's that doing up here?
They're taking over.
They made like Corona and
One
spread.
bank at a time.
I
When
need
you said you don't have any more of them debit cards, it made me think of like immigrants in
Fire.
New York right now, because
Oh.
New York's handing out those debit cards,
Yeah.
like $58 million worth of debit cards to immigrants. Y'all
Wow.
got any more of them debit cards?
I can hear Dave right now. It's like them immigrants over there in New
Right.
York.
It's all right. I can say those things as an immigrant.
Yo, Osama bin Laden.
And
More like
like
Osama bin Laden.
Laden. Oh man, did I miss the days of Dave Chappelle?
I think a lot of people miss it.
We just missed those time, like that time.
Yeah, that period where
I was doing some.
it's just
I was doing some wild shit.
We were all doing some
Mhm.
wild shit. I mean,
Yep.
Dave less because he was like in the Navy,
Yeah, nerd.
but still.
Yeah, but I made up for it when I got out and went
Right.
through
Yeah.
mental breakdown and everything.
Yeah.
I did like level 1 wild, like Eugene Springfield wild shit.
Right.
And then I met you fucks.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Well, I mean,
Oh, this
levels.
is
There's
levels
levels
to
here.
this.
I guess in a sense I did some wild shit too.
Yeah.
Like I mean, overseas I did a lot of.
I ended up at a drug dealer's house with a scene chick, and like the guy who was selling the drugs had a piranha tank. And I'm like, I'm sitting there like 19,
But did you
questioning
die?
no, I didn't. I'm like wondering about the choices I've made though to get me to this point. I'm like, there's still a 1 in my age. Like,
Right. We stole the Maserati in Dubai. That was one of those wild, like, how am I still alive moments.
Yeah.
I've told you guys that story, right?
I haven't heard that story. You might need to tell that here in about 10 minutes or so.
Okay. Yeah, we'll tell the whole ways David almost died as a sailor in the Middle East.
Yeah.
As not a combat sailor. The reasons I shouldn't be dead.
The real Kattar stories with Dave D.
Real Kattar stories with Dave.
That's the name of the free show.
Yeah.
I'm writing it down.
Or we can call it the Persian Gulf stories, because they hate it when you call it the Persian Gulf, I guess. Or was it Arabian Gulf? One of them they hate.
Well, is it not like, I don't know. It's like when I didn't know I wasn't supposed to call flight attendants stewardesses, and I did it anyway.
Right.
And I got in trouble, and I was like, how am I supposed to know?
Seems like something you would do though.
What, not know or do it on purpose?
the calling them stewardesses.
Mm-hmm.
Like
and
on
not
purpose,
knowing.
like to get a rise out of them?
No, like genuinely not know. Like it just seems like one of those older vocabulary things that you would have gotten
from my
established
grandparents.
in your And it's not your fault. It's your upbringing. It's like the stuff that I learned from Gramps, kind of thing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like I just said it, and like they looked at me. I was like, "What?" They're like, "It's flight attendant." I'm like, It is? So I'm like, since
Right.
when? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're on a flight, because I call everyone ma'am and sir.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can get in trouble for that nowadays too. In fact, I
Sure
did
can.
in Seattle.
Well, it was funny. I was just on the phone with an insurance agent, and they kept calling me Mr. Tabor, and that's fine. But like, she was nice, and so I was like, hey, you know what? You're cool. You can like call me Jake. Like, we don't need to do this formality
Yeah.
bullshit. Just she's like, okay, sir. I'm like, yes, ma'am. And like, I realized like I'm probably talking to somebody in Atlanta right now. Like,
Yeah, that's just their kind of upbringing is saying that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. Yeah.
yeah. And as soon as she hit me with a yes, sir, right after I told her to call me Jake, I'm like, I'm talking to somebody in the South, probably Atlanta, because that's where they have a lot of call centers.
Yeah.
Mhm. I like hitting the Filipino call center folks with Tagalog words.
You know what's terrible is hitting the Vietnam, call center. They're like, "What you need to help?"
Right? Yep.
Like I don't. Yes.
Sorry. Thank you
What
for that.
language?
I was angry and now I'm laughing. Yeah.
Like but I can't tell if you're angry or laughing. So this is a
Right.
problem.
Vietnam.
Say?
Vietnam is the Italians of Asia.
Oh my god, dude!
Are you angry or just passionate?
Yeah, I used to work with this Vietnamese dude, and he would, we're all on forklifts and shit, so he would have to yell, but you wouldn't be able to understand him because he's yelling,
Right.
and he doesn't really speak the language, and so you're like, "What'd you say?" And he'd be like, "Ah, what the fuck you mean?" And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "No, just repeat yourself, dude. I can't hear you from all the way down there."
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, because they carry their Vietnamese inflection into their English
Right.
so much that it just turns English into like you're like not sure what you're saying.
You'd shoot up those words and spit them out and kept some
Yeah.
of the letters in your mouth, huh?
They're emphasizing the wrong letters.
The emphasis is on the wrong syllable.
Yes. That's the one.
What movie was that? A movie with Mike Myers as a steward?
It was Mike Myers, and he was very much a steward. What movie was that?
I have no idea.
No, I'm Googling it now.
I had one of those day before. I was trying to figure out fucking Bullet Sponge is on Call of Duty, and
View
before
from
he
the
gets
top.
on,
Yeah, View from the Top.
what was it?
Oh yeah, that was the Gwyneth Paltrow movie where they're
View from the
all
top.
stewardesses and stewards and stuff, or flight attendants.
Anyway, I knew he was missing work, but he was getting on Call of Duty, and every time he gets on on the weekdays, he has to be quiet in the middle of the day because his wife's working, and so he gets on there, and I was like, "Oh, it's a fucking quiet storm in here," and he's like, "What?" And then I hit the thunder sound effect, and he's like, "Why?" And I was like, "I don't know. The quiet storm just popped into my head," and then I was like, and I have no idea where that's from. I think it's Saturday Night Live.
Quiet storm.
The quiet storm.
Quiet storm.
Wait.
That's like the Jim Carrey, the Ride the Snake skit. Ride the snake.
What was so the Quiet Storm was a Saturday Night Live skit though, where he's like doing a radio show and he'd be like on the Quiet Storm.
The quiet storm.
Oh.
And this week we're gonna be talking about, and he just break it down or whatever he's talking about. So I hit him with that like 3 times, and he's like busting up laughing, and then he's like, "Oh fuck, I gotta be quiet."
I did that last night at the fire conference I went to, the Wildland Fire Conference. Every time someone said firestorm, I went firestorm. And I don't know what that's from, but it would just pop into my head every time. I was like, anyway, so you can tell these firestorms. Firestorm. They're like,
it's probably a variation from that Saturday Night Live skit.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Bill Paxton.
It also sounds like something that would happen in a game from the mid-90s.
Right? Wasn't it like Brainstorm or something like that?
There was a Brainstorm.
Yeah, I think that might be what I was thinking.
And at the very end, it'd be like, this game is finished. Brainstorm.
Yeah, that is what it is. Yep, that's what it was from. Because I'm saying it, and as I'm saying it, I'm like, that's not a real thing.
Like, it's not
like that's not what it is. But I'm going to continue saying it.
People are sitting around like, this guy over here doing the Brainstorm thing for Firestorm. What the
fuck? Like anyone around me is old enough to remember Brainstorm anyway.
Yeah, I was at a sleepover when I was in middle school, and one of my buddies brought over a Brainstorm. And so we're playing, we were fucking around with it, and we put it down, we're done with it. Like an hour and a half later, it just goes, this game is finished. Like out of the blue, just completely, no one had looked at it for an hour and a half, and it's just like, this game is and we all like, we know. Put you down 90 minutes ago. Quiet Storm does remind me of Rainn Wilson.
Yes.
Doing oh god, the Terry Carnation, that's his name. Did you listen to that podcast at all?
I did.
It's pretty good.
It was interesting.
Yeah, Rainn Wilson he's pretty funny.
Yeah. He's a funny dude.
Oh. What we got going on?
Real quick.
The Quiet Storm.
There it is.
There it is. That's what I was hearing in my head.
I can barely hear it, but yeah.
Oh.
Because I don't think you shared the sound and it's just playing through your speakers, maybe.
No, I did share it.
Oh.
But it's just really quiet. I've got it turned up as loud as I can, but it's just real quiet.
Gotcha.
Okay, let me see if
that one.
Let's see if I can do a good job.
All right. Fucking stop doing the thing.
Brainstorm.
Maybe if I find it on my phone.
Maybe.
I'm running out of time.
Dude, you got seconds left.
Time is inconsequential.
Time is an illusion.
I'm a rooster illusion.
Oh god, and of course I've got ads.
Boo!
You got
How about some
ads?
tracks?
Yeah, I'll be damned.
Dude, the Beavis and Butthead clip you sent me the other day when they switch over from Milli Vanilli, and he's just like, they just sit there and not say anything for like a solid minute. Hey, buddy, I just figured something out. This sucks. Oh yeah. All right, man.
Hey,
these people.
You ready for a good ass show?
Yeah. Jeez.
All right, here we are. I already said that. Black again. Another edition. It's another episode of my show, and you might recognize it from his huge cans. That's what we in the industry call headphones over here.
Mm-hmm.
Is Dave?
Not my tits.
Not the Dave titties. Dave's titties are not the.
I wouldn't call
Harry.
Yeah, I mean, if these were cans, you'd get them half off at the cash register.
He's got dents in.
Yeah. Well, dented
all
up
them
cans.
moles.
Yep.
6.
Like a reverse planetarium.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of my cans, the other day I was playing with my nipple hairs, and I was like, man, these things are getting real long.
And then?
No, and then.
Oh, and then.
He's like, oh, I got the long nipple hairs. Oh.
Well, it's because my phone was drowned, so I had to use my imagination, and I had a free hand, so...
So you're just like, this is what it would be like to feel a nipple, and then there was hair.
Yeah.
And so, I see what's going on.
And I was like, dude, knock it off.
Like, no means no.
Yeah. And then sometimes this meant, and I slapped myself. I was like, no means yes.
You start choking yourself.
Yeah. You get real weird.
Really chicken.
Yeah, so I just grabbed my iPad and just held onto it for,
Emotional support.
Yeah, emotional support. So I had something to do with my hands. And speaking of something with his hands, just waiting for a strange segue. It's Robin.
Yeah, goddamn right it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Not wrong.
I was trying to switch it up there. 'Cause I didn't know.
Like using your left hand, he's switching it up. Robin.
Man, if I had to switch it up, I'd have to go right-handed. It's weird.
Yeah.
I can't go right-handed.
Yeah, speaking of switching it up.
Over there giving himself a stranger, it's Robin.
Circling it back around. Like a circle jerk with 3 guys in it, sitting here on the computer.
An old soggy biscuit.
Called himself. They don't call him the Dutch rudder for nothing. It's Robin.
Yeah.
We're just gonna keep introducing Robin on podcast.
It's an hour of introducing Robin to different. He just got back from Tijuana. That's why they call him the Dirty Sanchez. It's Robin.
People listening were like, wait, how many Robins are on this show?
There's like 20 of these guys.
Like,
Robin.
they just find all the Robins and add them to the show?
The cloning was successful. That's right. It's Robin.
Robin.
Yes. Hello.
He starts talking like Mises or something like
All right. It's all right.
I'm Mr. Meezy.
Missy! Mr. Missy.
Life is his pain. This podcast is pain.
Hey, look at me. Anyway.
That's pretty good.
Damn it. Oh,
I just imagine Robin hitting the button. It's another
Fucking
I'm
talking up.
Look at me. Anyway.
He starts killing himself.
I'm imagining Robin like hitting the button 4 or 5 times every time there's a football game to help him set up tailgate, but then he's got 5 of them running around.
Yeah. That's why back in the old days they used to just have lots of kids. Like, I can't do all this by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. That guy over
Speaking
there.
of having a bunch of kids,
Speaking of Uranus.
Jake
Giant circle. Hoop snake. Jake. That's him.
touching tips. Oh,
Touching
switching it up.
tips. Oh God, hit the back door. Oh yeah.
Slamming hose and making it go.
Speaking of back doors.
Jake.
It's just me, just Stow'n Hos and the Stow'n Go. Got the 3rd row for all the bros. So let's go.
Stow'n Hos and the Stow'n Go. Writing it down.
Let me go eat some hay. What do you say?
Like, make things up. I want a van so bad.
I want you to have a van so bad.
Well, I need somewhere to park it.
I hope your trunk's big because I got to.
Yeah, I put my bike in it. Yeah. If I got a van, it would become like everything I did would then be an obsession with making that van awesome.
Yeah, I mean, as it should.
Mhm.
You'd have
Okay.
to get some of the lights like I got for the
Mhm.
Navigator. You'd probably need a TV.
Oh yeah, definitely
obviously.
got. Well, yeah, because I'm gonna live in it for a couple days
Right.
Yeah.
at a
right.
time.
Yeah, I've thought
Ah.
about that too, wanting to get one like a Sprinter van or something like that and convert it.
If you get a TV with like you can like wall
Mount
mount
and
it,
shit. Yeah.
so you could flip
The
it
old-
around from
the
the
old
front
Stow'n
to the
Go.
back. You get some captain's chairs
Mhm.
so that you've got it so it rotates to the back of the van, and then you flip it all the way around 180 so you can watch
Mhm.
shows while you're resting, being
Watching
drunk.
shows with the
Yeah.
hose and the
Make
stove.
Give
sure
it
you-
the old Missy Elliott, flip it down
Make
and
sure
reverse it.
it's a smart TV or has like a Roku on it, and then you can just stream your phone.
Mhm.
like, Be like,
Or buy one of those portable internet things that I'm going to get for tailgating
Hotspot?
next year.
yeah, hotspot.
Hmm.
That would work.
Yeah, I've been toying with the idea of doing the Masonic life, not actually joining the Masons Lodge, but like
Right.
being in the
Parking
parking
there.
lot.
Yeah.
Because for
Mhm.
for $50, you're basically getting 2 nights of parking or 2 nights
Yeah.
of camping for $50.
And no rush to get out of there.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and yeah, it's and Otts Stadium is reasonably close to everything else.
Yeah.
Like, get creative and use your Chevrolet. It's not that. It's not that. Far.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And realistically, if you plan it right, you're not going to need to leave there.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
You got some spare foods and stuff. Like, I'm just chilling. Wake up in the morning, make yourself a little brekkie.
Well, you can have food delivered too if you want, or get a fucking goober and get on out of there.
Go to the Ho Bar.
Yeah. Many options.
The Silver Dollar Club.
That's a little far,
but we all know where that is.
Yeah.
Part of me has been wanting to go just because it's been so long.
I feel that way about the Nile, not necessarily the Silver Dollar Club. You see, I want to class it down a little bit, and I also want to get in for free. So I'm going to go to the Nile, where the chicks are half as smart, therefore twice as likely to fillet me.
Yes. I think it's just anyone in general, not just the Silver Dollar Club. That just happens to be the one we were talking about.
Well, Dave Chappelle actually kind of said it best. It's like, why do you hang out in strip clubs, Dave? It's like, well, I like the music, I like the atmosphere, and there's half-naked women all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was like, it's clubbing without the club. And I was like, oh my God.
Or the clubs.
I love strip clubs.
Mm-hmm. And they usually got solid chicken fingers.
Yeah, pretty decent food. Like when I was hanging out at the Brick House all the time, like I would eat there frequently, and it was good.
Yeah. And
Acropolis.
generally the chicks aren't they're trying to be nice to you instead of just being a bitch for no fucking reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. And if they realize they're not going to get any more money out of you, then they will leave you alone, which is also nice.
And if you want them to leave you alone, they will.
Yeah, I say, I'm sorry, I'm not interested, and then they'll go someplace else.
But guess what? There's another one right over there, and another one. It's like
another
DJ Khaled's getting excited.
Like you literally can tell them no and pick who you want.
How about no?
I remember for a little while while I was single, I was going, it was like my holiday tradition. I'd get into town, I'd see my folks, we'd have dinner, and then I'd go straight to the strip club. I wasn't even on the rail. I'd just sit at the bar and have a couple drinks and look over my shoulder when something was interesting.
Yeah. We should go to a strip club again sometime.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Oh.
Let's go to
Robin and I could go to a strip club sometime.
I mean, like, strip clubs are always a good idea.
We should go to a strip club.
Yeah, we should
go.
But an Oregon strip club. Last time I went to a strip club was on Jen's birthday.
I remember you telling me about it.
Yeah, it was fun. And then the old stripper came in and they turned the lights down.
Last time I went to a strip club, I was so hammered.
How hammered were you?
I spent $600 that night on just drinks. Yeah, this was on Pike Street, and then the next street over, I think, is the one with all the bars.
Dyke Street.
Yep.
Pine.
I was at the corner of Pike and Dyke.
Pike and Dyke. Mm-hmm.
No, that's Cap
terrible
Hill.
Candy.
Pike and Dyke's terrible candy. That's the name of this episode.
Yep.
I don't know.
But I was so hammered that I got up and was like, I got like 3 dances in a row, and I was like, no, he's paying. And then I was like, oh no, what was it? I told him to keep giving my ex-brother-in-law dances, and I was like, they're on me. And then I left.
I remember that.
So he got like 5 dances, and they're like, yeah, your brother-in-law said he's paying for extra dances. And then I left, and then they couldn't find me because I was just like wandering the streets of Seattle hammered.
It was like, later, guys.
Yeah, that was also the night I tried stealing a motorcycle out of a bar.
Because why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
While we're on the topic of you stealing, all right, finish this story. Then we got to hear about Dave in Dubai.
When if I'm at a bar drinking and I say I want some wedges, what do you guys think?
Potato wedges.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Apparently, in downtown Seattle, that means a wedge salad.
What?
Yeah, I got a salad. He brings me out a salad. And I'm like, why the fuck would I be pounding this much liquor and then order a salad? He's like, I don't know. That's what you asked for.
Salad guy?
Yeah. I was like, look at me.
Wedge salad is dumb. It's like they take a head of lettuce, they cut it, and then they cut it again, and then they put that bitch on a plate and call it a salad.
Right?
Is that a salad? That's a quarter of a head of lettuce.
Get some fucked and some shit.
It's a fuck shit stack. Yeah.
It's a stack of fuck
Instead of cutting it once, they'll cut it again.
Yeah. Another one.
All right, Dorm Daddy Dave, talk to us about
what's this
Dorm
story,
Daddy
Dave?
Dubai.
Although
the Dubai.
Dubai, Dave dying in a Maserati.
Yeah, or should have died.
Before we get into it, I have a very pertinent, very important question. Did the Maserati go 185?
We did not get it that fast. No, it was more of like a drive around the block, park it incorrectly, and then run away. So we're at a bar in Dubai. We're leaving. We're a bunch of drunk sailors. Bump into a guy. He gets real angry about it, real aggressive. And we're all a bunch of testosterone-filled, drunk, young, early 20s sailors, you know. We think we run the world. And so it gets broken up somehow. I think like someone from the bar comes out. He goes inside. We notice that his car is just parked running. Like he's just running inside to grab something and he's leaving. Because Dubai, you will get fucked up for minor crimes. So
the whole Middle East.
The whole like a country where if you've got money enough to buy a Maserati, you can leave it running in the street and no one's gonna fuck with it. Until some drunk Americans show up and we jump in the car and we drive around the block real quick to say that we drove a Maserati, parked it, and we took off running.
Probably laughing the whole time.
Yeah, just giggling.
Like high stepping and shit.
Yeah, like skipping. Yeah, whereas, you know, like maybe 8 hours before that, we were sitting in the chow hall being told, now these are the things you don't do because here you will get fucked up. And you're like, damn right, I'm gonna get fucked up.
Like, do not steal a car. They're like, you wouldn't steal a car. Like, you don't know me, motherfucker.
Well, because, you know, there's a lot of things that go on in briefings where you're like, that is stupid, but they say it because someone did it.
Someone did it. That's why warning labels exist.
Yep, because someone did something stupid. Now we have to tell everyone until the end of time not to do this.
Not do it. Yeah.
So we had like completely different, but along that same vein. I think by now it's common knowledge on the show I went to private school.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I went to a small enough school that we could take the entire high school on a field trip and like be gone for days. We called it outdoor school. We would just be gone for like the entire school was gone for a week out by like Billy Chinook. And yeah, it was just
you know that lake it's like hardcore because it has a first name as well.
Yeah, it's got two names. Yeah. But yeah, the same sort of thing we had. They would always, you know, before we go, we have to make sure we go through all the rules. And we're sitting there, and there's always no one mentions CD players, no one says CDs, no one even talks about music, but we all know that the rule is you're not allowed to bring your CD players, but only if we're told we're not allowed to bring our CD players. It's the classic assume the liberty unless explicitly verboten.
Yeah.
But every trip, whether we were going to OMSI or we were going somewhere for a week, the same fat fucking kid would raise his hand and he'd be like, "Can we bring our CD players?" And just like you would hear 20 kids go, "God, fuck," just at the same time. Because this kid's like, "Can we do?" And then the teacher would be like, "No, you're not supposed to bring your CD players." At which point, we all just knew whose car to get in that would let us listen to our CD player, and yeah, it was all good. But it's just so the same sort of thing. Like they say it because somebody caused it to happen.
Yeah.
Don't take too much child's Tylenol and operate heavy machinery.
All right. Well, that wasn't even the first time I stole a car.
All right.
Robin knows when Robin wasn't there, but I think he knows about when Mike and I stole that van in Corvallis.
Yeah.
I was the first time home on leave after I joined the Navy. Mike and I went out drinking, and we were just stumbling through Corvallis, and I was like, man, I want some McDonald's. Let's go through the drive-thru. But they wouldn't let us order through the drive-thru.
Because you were walking.
Because we're walking.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm not supposed to. I told Leia, I'm not supposed to get in the car. I'm drunk. She's like, just shrugs. So we're just walking, and we walked through this dealership that was car lot that was kind of near downtown area.
Is that the one that got busted for illegal sales?
Could be.
I don't think so. I think that car lot was gone when Dave was there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't there before I showed up?
Yeah.
Okay. Or it was gone after I joined.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I don't know what made me do this, but I just walk up to this van. It's one of those travel vans that you can stand up inside of. And I just opened the back door. And I was like, huh. So I step up in it. And I'm making my way, and I sit down on one of the captain's chair, the little captain's chairs. And Mike he pops his head in. He's like, what are you doing? I was like, I don't know. And I look over at the ignition, and there's keys just dangling.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, you want to go get some McDonald's? He's like, we can't go get McDonald's. I was like, yeah, we can.
Yeah, we can.
I jump in the driver's seat, start the van up, go into the drive, and McDonald's is just like a street over.
Yeah.
Right.
Go to McDonald's. The lady's just like looking at us funny, like, where did you get this van?
Where did you acquire? I acquired it.
Right. So we, get our McDonald's. We go back. We try to park it the way we found it. We eat our McDonald's and we roll out. The next day we have to get dropped off in Corvallis to grab our cars because we got a ride home that night. And we're like, dude, it'd be funny. Let's go look at this van. So we go there and we come up with a story that we're driving cross country for a school trip, for a school project.
I like you guys always have to come up with these elaborate schemes that no one will ask you about.
Yeah.
Like, here comes two guys. I wonder what their story is.
Yeah, right. It's true. We do that.
Like, so instead of just not going to class, you have to come up with some lie about how you got jumped and beat up by 8 dudes, and then you have to get hit in the face with a book.
That was work, and I was trying to keep my job.
Well, how did that work out?
I kept my job.
Oh, okay.
I didn't get
you
fired.
Don't have
from
that job
one.
now.
Well, yeah, because I quit.
Yeah, but
I chose to. But anyway, so Mike and I we're like, we're gonna look at this van. The dude opens it up, and there's just McDonald's wrappers everywhere. And Mike and I are just trying so hard not to laugh. And he's just like, and I was like, yo, what the, do you guys take your lunch breaks in this thing? He's like, no, I don't know why it's a mess in here. And we look up, and there's a camera looking at probably sees the van. And I was like,
yeah,
you know what, man, I'm good. And I'm like, look at Mike. I'm like, let's fucking go.
Let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here. I'm thinking in my head, well, Mike's fucked because I'm leaving the country in a couple weeks. And if they look at that camera, they probably saw us.
They probably did look at it and we're like, you know what? They brought it back.
Like,
right?
That's pretty funny.
They had it for 10 minutes.
Right? If that would have happened to me, I'd be like, that's
literally
hilarious.
Borrowed it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was not a theft. It was a borrowing.
Fault is it for not locking it?
Yeah.
It's our fault.
I feel like
he's in it. We did.
Some lot guy got fired, and all his only job is to wash the cars and move them. He's fired now.
Right.
Like, we told you to stop eating McDonald's in the van.
He's like, I didn't check the camera. Shit.
There was one time this guy I knew, he was like, hey, check this video out. Look what I did last night. Like, what did you do? And it's just him walking up on a fire truck. And the lights are on, but there's no firemen anywhere around this fire truck. And he gets in. Just opens the door and hops into the fire. He's got a video of him just just looking around in the fire truck. Just the same sort of just looking all over the place. I probably shouldn't have done that, but or recorded it.
Did they find any McDonald's wrappers?
There were no McDonald's wrappers.
No McDonald's wrappers.
No McDonald's
we
wrappers.
know it wasn't Dave.
It wasn't Dave.
I'm trying to think of if I ever gotten any. I've never done any Grand Theft Auto of any sort.
I helped once. Gave somebody a key to a car that I had sold.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's as far as I'll say.
Crime talk.
Welcome to things we almost admitted.
The car was recovered, so
I feel like
no harm, no foul.
I feel like like statute of limitations, we're solid now, right?
Yeah,
I gave both cars back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should be fine.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
It's not like it was a terrible crime.
Rocco, call me. Let me know if I'm in trouble. He'll
killed anybody.
He'll hear this podcast and let me know.
Oh, I have notes.
Oh, do you?
I do. So I told you I watched Daredevil, right? I watched all that.
Yep.
Then I watched all of Punisher this last week.
I've heard that's pretty good too.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Which is weird because, like, I think I said it before, but I see the Punisher as Shane from The Walking Dead. Like, he's still that character.
Yeah.
What is his name? We looked it up.
John Barenthal.
There it is. Yeah. But I liked it. Like, I watched both seasons of it. I had no idea who some of the people were, but it was cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I started Jessica Jones last night, and I was like, I remember why I watched a little bit of it, but I think I'm more likely to finish it this time, just because I watched The Punisher and Daredevil.
Yeah.
I remember watching like an episode of Jessica Jones and being like, I have no idea what's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think having seen the other stuff helps.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I got to rewatch it, but I just want to say, because I never finished it, that I didn't. For me to not finish something, it's usually got to be pretty bad.
Yeah.
Or school.
Yeah. Or yeah. There's two reasons why I don't finish anything. I just forget about it, or it's really bad.
Yeah.
So I can't say why I didn't finish that one. But I remember starting it and not knowing anything about the character, but because Daredevil was good.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna watch this. And same thing with Iron Fist. I watched it purely because I watched Luke Cage, and I thought Luke Cage was good, and I knew that they were a team together until.
In the comics, Luke Cage and Jessica Jones were married. I don't know if that happens in the show. But
no, I don't believe so.
I'll find out.
Yeah.
I think I'll find out.
Mm-hmm.
What I want to do though is find the timeline so I can see what order these things are in, because I'm pretty sure Daredevil's the first one.
Yep.
And then I think Punisher starts like between second and third season. But I don't know I'm sure it all intertwines. And then there's the Defenders.
Yep.
I haven't
throws them all together.
Any of that. So I'm assuming that comes at the end, but I don't know. So I need to find the timeline and put it all together.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked Punisher. It was good.
Yeah. I think also Jessica Jones, I don't really like that actress.
Kristen Ritter.
Yeah. And not trying to shit on her or anything, because I don't have an opinion about her as a person. Yeah. But I've just never really liked any the shows that she's in. I've never really enjoyed them.
You didn't like Breaking Bad?
Remember, that's the one I never finished Breaking Bad.
Who was she in Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Huh?
Who is she in Breaking
Jesse's
Bad?
Girlfriend that dies.
Oh, I hate that bitch.
Well, I'm not gonna tell you how she dies, but she didn't live. A lot of people died in that show.
Yeah. A lot of people died in that show. Yeah. So, God, what was her name now?
Spoiler alert, everybody dies.
Fuck, what was her name?
Evie?
No, I'm looking it up.
I remember she drew the cartoon of Sorry Girl, which I thought was incredibly lame. It should have been like Apology Girl. That would have been way better.
Kristen.
Sorry Girl sounds lazy. Apology Girl sounds like there was some thought put into it.
Exactly.
She's a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She was the bee in Apartment 23, wasn't she?
Oh yeah, that was her show. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She was on Big Eyes. She played Jane.
Jane and
Jane, Jesse
you're playing
in
the
the street.
game.
Fucking.
Yo, I never knew Georgia O'Keeffe's art was so vaginal.
Vaginal.
Man.
Oh yeah, she's in Defenders. So Defenders was in 2017, and Jessica Jones was 2015 to 2019. So I'm guessing it's like in the middle. So see, again, I need to find the timeline and like watch it in the right order. It's like Star Wars. You know, everybody. Well, not everybody, but anybody that likes Star Wars knows you watch 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, because that's the order they came out in.
Yep.
That's the natural progression to learn stuff, and I feel like they were all shot, not necessarily 4, 5, and 6, but definitely 1, 2, and 3 shot to reveal what 4, 5, and 6 are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It's like a reverse callback, right? Yeah. Like to bring this movie series, like Fast and the Furious. Everyone comes after, there isn't a
everyone comes.
Everyone comes. Right after
Everyone Comes is the name of the episode.
And family, because Fast and Furious.
Fuck. Oh god.
But like how it's 1 through 10 is an order, whereas Star Wars 1 through 9 is not an order.
Mm-hmm.
So
I feel like
you
Robin
said
that with fewer words.
Yeah. Sorry, I got sidetracked by family.
Right. He really just wanted to say family.
He just really wanted to bring up Vin Diesel.
Oh god.
This is Vin Diesel's pecs. Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, like, you have the story, the original trilogy, and it's set up 4, 5, 6, and you go 1, 2, 3, and then 7, 8, 9. It's not like like the Rocky series where they go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Exactly, yeah. Or Rambo.
Or Rambo. Well, that's a little different because then you've got First Blood, then you've got Rambo First Blood Part 2, then you've got Rambo 3, then you've got Rambo again.
Yeah, the bleeding.
Yeah, the bleeding.
Yeah.
Rambo the bleeding.
Oh god. Yeah. It's funny how those
the last one is the blooded.
The blooded?
Yeah.
But in all honesty, all joking aside, like the first trilogy tells you a story. The second trilogy like gives you all the reason why that story happened.
Like the reinforcement.
And then the final trilogy is essentially what happens when you don't learn your lesson. Like we had this great evil in the universe and we overcame it, but we didn't defeat it, and it festered and it grew and it became bigger and an even greater problem. I think there's a lot of lessons to be learned in that. And people that complained that the third trilogy was basically just the original trilogy done larger, I think kind of missed the point.
I definitely missed the point.
Yeah.
Because to me, when I go back through and I watch 7, 8, 9, it really is. It's like, okay, well, we didn't take care of the problem. So like, yeah, we like Vader, we brought balance to the Force, fantastic, but we didn't stop tyranny in the galaxy. Damn it.
They treated the symptoms.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. God damn. That's
well, and you also see how like the Jedi Council was just had gotten to this point where they're just oblivious to everything, right? And well, that's basically what kind of happened.
There's a lot of lore to that. There was the Sith had some sort of blindness magic
Sith mind trick.
I Sith my pants.
Yeah. Fucking Kmart.
Oh, that is such a Kmart shirt. And the white trash girls wear those pajamas to school.
Which ones?
The one that say I Sith my pants.
And they're that really thin t-shirt material. They're like not actually. Yeah. The seams are bursting in the ass.
You can definitely see through them. Like,
it's not even that they've got cake. It's just that the seams are ripping in the ass.
Yes.
Like, because it's the same pair they've had since they were 12. Now they're 17, loaded up on Dutch Bros.
Oh shit!
And we got a game. Oh.
It's time to play What That Tastes Like.
What that tastes like.
Potato chip edition. All right. Let's calm this down a little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Hey, calm down.
Here we go. I have never seen Herr's potato chips in real life. We
Herr?
all know them from The Office. These are creamy ranch and habanero.
Sounds really good, actually.
It sounds good.
What that tastes like.
Very spicy smell. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here's the chip.
Good looking chip. It's a crinkle cut chip.
Mm-hmm.
Like a wavy Lay's.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Nope.
Okay.
Looks like it's tasting.
It's weird that it's got like a cheese kind of taste to it because I know there's no cheese.
Where's that cheese?
Where did the cheese come from? What the dog doing?
The spice is definitely there. Probably one of the spicier potato chips I've ever had.
Mm.
The ranch. Okay. The ranch is there.
Oh, it comes in its a little late after kick, huh?
Which is backwards.
This is like the
Usually
Willy
it gets
Wonka.
Yeah, the schnozberries
Usually
taste
get
like
the spice
schnozberries.
on the swallow. That's what she said.
They
Anyway.
should call it habanero and ranch, not ranch and habanero.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Well, thanks for playing What That Tastes Like.
It's
The
everyone's
one-man
favorite
game brought
So
to you
those
by
are good.
Robin.
He's like, hang on, gotta drink this Gatorade real quick.
Yeah, and Gatorade.
Mhm.
So I like those. Those are good. I wish we had more of them. And also, the expiration date is June 16th, 2024.
So
Oh,
that's
you better
soon.
get on that. Where'd you get those? At the old grocery
Dollar
Outlet?
Generals.
right next to the
The dollar, the D-Gen.
right next to the outlet.
The outlet.
The gross out next to the D-Gen.
Yeah.
Fucking degens.
2 more notes I have.
right.
I watched Madam Web with Riv.
Oh.
I took her because I was like, it's a girl Spider-Man movie. She's old enough that she'll probably like it regardless of how good it is. And I'm curious to see, does it suck as much as the reviews say? And I gotta say, it does not suck as much as they say.
Really?
It's not that bad. Like I would watch it again. I actually do want to watch it again. They rushed the story a little bit. They're trying to tell a really old backstory. They definitely jump a bunch of shit at the end. Like, not actual jumping, but like timeline wise. And Dakota Johnson, she's not a good actress.
Who is Dakota Johnson? What has she been in?
She is a great actress.
Dawn Johnson's daughter. Dawn Johnson and Melanie Griffith. Yeah. She was in 50 Shades of Grey movies.
Never saw him.
She was on The Office on the last episode.
Oh wait, no, I'm thinking Sydney Sweeney.
Sydney Sweeney is blonde.
Mm-hmm.
Sydney
and
Sweeney.
has huge tits. Madame Webby.
Dakota.
That's her in the picture.
It doesn't help me at all.
It doesn't help you at all.
I was not excited about that movie whatsoever. I will watch it when I can watch it at home.
Does that help? Do you remember her? She played.
I'm looking at her movies. I've seen none of these.
She played Dakota on The Office.
I don't remember. I've seen the final episode maybe once. I don't like the final season of The Office.
Yeah, I don't know why
Jake sandwiches The Office with not liking it. He doesn't like the first season. He doesn't like the last season.
Pretty much, honestly.
Yeah, that's the old Office hate sandwich.
Oh, where's her buy it?
Here we go. I've got them right here. So here are the movies I've never seen. Stop me when I've seen one. Actually, that's funny. I'm gonna read through this and I'll stop when I've heard one. 50 Shades of Grey, 50 Shades Darker, 50 Shades Freed, Madam Web, Persuasion, How to Be Single, The Peanut Butter Falcon, The Social Network, Cha Cha Real Smooth, Suspiria, The Lost Daughter, Need for Speed, 21 Jump Street. Okay, I've seen that. I didn't.
Wait, is that the only one you've seen of all those?
So far.
Oh wow.
You never watched Social?
No. What the fuck
Network?
do I care about the fucking Facebook movie?
Yeah.
And I hate.
Oh, actually, you know
Jesse
what? I
Eisenberg.
take that back because I've seen parts of it and I've never watched the whole movie.
Like I hate Jesse Eisenberg. Let's see. Bad Times at the El Royale. I don't remember her in that, but she is in it, I guess. A Bigger Splash, Black Mass, Don't Worry Darling, Wounds, High Note, Daddy-O, Our Friend, Beastly, Crazy in Alabama, The Disappearance, Am I Okay, Date and Switch, The Nowhere Inn, Chloe and Theo. Yeah, of all this shit that she's been in, I have seen 21 Jump Street.
Huh. Well, I've seen probably half of what she's been in. I didn't realize it, but I just remember her. Wait, did her bio say who her parents are?
Overview.
Yeah, I just saw it said Don Johnson.
Yeah, Melanie Griffith.
Yeah. So she's a Hollywood Nepo baby. Yeah. Which, whatever.
She's having facelifts in her early 30s, but hey, who am
I don't think so. I think her face has always looked the same.
She's just always had a busted face like that.
Yeah. Speaking of facelifts where they weren't needed,
the peanut butter face,
Star Girl or whatever. Yeah, from The Boys. Have you seen those pictures?
She's in Jessica Jones.
Oh, she is?
Yeah, like she starts talking and I was like, I know that voice. I don't think she's had any plastic surgery from what she's said. And just looking at, if you go and look at her movies to see where she's progressed, I think her face is just developing weird.
You haven't seen like the new ones where it's like,
it looks weird.
Yeah, like you could probably do that with makeup because they do weird things with makeup nowadays. But like if she actually did get plastic surgery to
put it on guys.
The first season of The Boys, she looked good.
Yeah.
The second season, not as much. Third season, even less. So
I think part of that is because their first season they were going for that like all-American girl look, and then the next two seasons were her getting more engrossed into the more in depth to how crappy that company was. So it's kind of like she no longer is that girl next door look.
Yeah,
it's more like she's just like, this is dumb.
This is. Like, I work for terrible people. What world am I saving?
Yeah, this sucks.
Have you seen that video of the guy with Down syndrome dressed up as Homelander and it says Downlander?
No, but I want to.
It's been popping up. As soon as it pops up again, I'll send it to you guys.
See if you can find it right now while we talk amongst ourselves.
So yeah, you look sure I can. I had something rare happen the other day. A successful purchase from Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, how'd that happen?
Well, I got lucky. So here's the fruits of my labor right here. I got Fight Stick.
Oh yeah.
You can see you guys kind of in the.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got that for $40, and the buttons, the aftermarket buttons themselves are $40. So anyway, asked the guy if it was still available, because that's a question that gets asked when you press send. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, all right. Can you meet today at 3? And he agreed. And it was one of those deals where I had to drive like 40 minutes to go get it. But it's either spend $40 and drive 40 minutes or spend $100 and don't drive.
Right.
So I ran the risk of him not showing, went into the old QFC, got my 4 pieces of chicken for $5, wolfed that down about as quick as possible. And it's like sometimes things just happen smoothly and you can't explain it. I pulled out my phone. I was about to message him, hey man, I'm out front. And I look up and here comes the dude. He's got the thing tucked under his arm. Just like,
nice.
There. I was like, oh my God, it's so easy. I reach in my pocket, pulled out the $40, hand it right to him. And I'm like, is this it? He's like, yeah. And I start asking a question and he answered the question before I could finish asking it. I was like, and the court, is right in there, my man. I was like, all right, you have a good day. And then I got home and I'm like, please work, please work, please work, please
And
work.
then you guys mouth hugged.
We did mouth hug.
Yep.
We talked about Street Fighter and mouth hugged.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so now I have an arcade stick and I can play Street Fighter, and now I'm happy again.
Nice. I did see a little bit of that about the arcade stick in the texts as I was busy at work.
Yeah.
Dave? Oh, go ahead.
I was just say it's always funny when these arguments between Robin and Bailey inevitably only ever happen when I'm busy.
Yeah, I did see that. I was like, there's an argument going on, I think. I'm like trying to help people and I'm watching my phone at the same time. I'm like, oh, this is getting spicy in here.
Yeah, I look down, I'm just like, okay. And then I just do what I do. I just, at the end of it, I just say something sort of related to what we're talking about. And like, I used to have a fight stick and it got jacked. And so I haven't had one ever since. And this is the first one I've had since then. And yeah, I essentially traded bobbleheads for it. I sold bobbleheads, and then later that day I went and bought the fight stick with that money.
Yeah, well, you gotta sell money to make money.
What? Make drugs. What?
Yep.
Dave, did you see my Facebook Marketplace conversation? Oh, here. I'll hold this up so you can read it. Maybe.
Kind of can't.
Let's
just read it to us.
Yeah, let's read it to us.
Is this available? I sent.
It's
is
important.
This still available? Now, that is from June 5th, 2018. Then, on what day was this? Monday. So Monday was what? February 26th, 2024. Yep. Why the fuck you send that twice, you fat cunt? And I immediately look at my phone and I type LOL in caps from 6 years ago, ? And then he says, yeah, what the fuck is your deal? You want sex or what? And I'm like, I type back, are you retarded? Don't answer that. It's rhetorical. Blocked. I'm like, what? What?
You want sex or what?
What?
Man,
what just happened?
Hey, bitch, you want sex or what?
What?
He replies 6 years later, angry.
Right, like he's mad that I sent something twice.
6 years ago.
6 years ago.
Like occasionally I'll scroll to the bottom of my messages and just see what I was talking about 15 years ago. But good God, I don't ever like reply.
Just start up 15-year-old conversations.
Right. Like, hey man.
I'm pretty sure I was playing Call of Duty or something. And I just looked down and I was like, what? And then I looked at him like, how long ago was that? And I read it and it says 2018 and I'm like, are you, what?
Why do people do this? Why do people conduct themselves
like what's his name? What's his name on there? I want to find him.
Mike Hawk.
Mike Hawk. I'll have to go back and look. I think I blocked him, so I can't even read it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I'll message him right now and be like, "Hey, are you the retard asking people if they're looking for sex?"
Because I'm into that.
Yeah. Like I'm down, if you know what I mean.
You're Downlander?
Downlander.
Yeah, that I couldn't believe it. And of course I screenshot it and immediately sent it to the guys because I'm like,
look at this stupid shit.
You gotta see this. Yeah. And then speaking of that group text, so today I sent a link to a controller that I thought was pretty cool. It's like this modular thing. Xbox controller that you can like basically replace the buttons and the sticks and all that stuff, put them however you want, what order you want, and it's cool. It's a cool controller. Yeah. And like Bales comes back with cool, who cares, mouse and keyboard is way better. Like, okay,
like, yeah, and
well, now you started it and I'm gonna tell you why you're wrong.
Yeah.
And so
I'm reading all this and I'm like, I don't care. Like when it's all over, I was like, I don't.
It's like, is Bale's bored?
Yeah.
Well, like
Bale's had time today.
He gets angry at little things, and it's so confusing. Like I don't understand where it comes from. It's like somebody stepped on his testicle, or he sat down and squished it himself. Like I don't get it.
He gets mad at little things and then pops off at other people about it.
It's like he doesn't know how to stop either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like, all right.
He kept digging, and I was like, I'll keep smacking it back if you want.
That's why we got fired.
Shocked.
Because I was prepared to do something on the low. He made it a thing.
He does that, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to work there anymore anyway, so.
Yeah, Dave, you can scroll back and read it. It's
Okay.
Oh, did you send it in the My Show? I looked through one of the several group chats I'm a member of.
It's in the one that Dave's in and Ben are in. So it's the Tailgaters.
The Tailgaters.
Spring game's coming up soon.
Spring game is coming up soon.
Actually, I was just talking to a lady that has a Philly cheesesteak truck in Eugene.
Yeah.
This is random.
Yeah, it seems related.
I was at the Oregon Loggers Conference, and I'm sure you saw it. It was the red Philly cheesesteak truck in the middle of all the equipment. I don't know if you walked all the equipment.
I don't think they were there Saturday.
Oh, okay. But anyways, I'm sitting there waiting for my food, and she's like, "Who here's a Duck fan?" And I'm just like, I was like, you know what this means?
Not welcome.
Right. And of course, we're at the Oregon Log Conference, so there's tons of beavers around.
Yeah.
And so we're talking, and so apparently she feeds the team like 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And she's talking about how much Philly cheesesteak they go through. And so on game days, she's actually she's one of the like few like caterers.
Inside by the Mo?
Yeah, like she feeds the players like before pregame and stuff like that. And we were talking, and I was the guy I was with. He's standing there, and he sits there and he watches her load up mine, and hands it to me. She's like, "All right, here you go, sweetie." I was like, "Yeah, maybe I'll see you game days." She's like, "Yeah, I'll be at the spring game." I'm like, "Perfect, I'll come see you if you're there." And then she goes to make his, and it's just like normal, and
a regular sandwich.
He's just like, "Yo, what the fuck, man?" I was like, "Go Ducks."
Like you gotta. It's like, yeah, you got to know what the deal is, man. You got to know the secret code.
Oh, that was like, last weekend. We haven't recorded since then, huh?
Mm.
Yeah, Dave was on the TV.
I was on the TVs.
Yeah.
I did not use my interview, which is probably good because I didn't really like their whole segment was women in forestry, and then they interviewed me.
And they're like, "Well, you're close enough."
Right?
Like,
well, I think because I was the only student there as they're setting up.
Oh, okay.
And Lace was just like, "Oh yeah, he's a student of mine." They do the same thing that every single person.
Yeah.
When Lace says he's one of my students, they look at me funny because she's 22
right.
and I'm 38.
Right.
She's like, "Oh, he's one of my students," and they're just like
she sounds like a fucking American gladiator.
She's like 5'7" and like 100 pounds. She's tiny and actually really cool. I like her. Like I got nothing to say.
Jake's doing body type math.
Right?
Yeah, hang on.
Like at this point, because I do so many like extracurricular stuff, like I've met her entire family.
Yeah, I bet.
And they're just and like her husband, like we were at the Small Woodlands Association conference, and her husband was there, and he's like, "Yeah, she drugged me here," and I was like, "Hey, there's a bar over there." She tied him to the truck.
I guess if you're 5'7", 100 pounds, fucking Kate Moss over here.
Yeah, right. But he's like, "Yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing here." I'm like, "There's a bar over there. That's what you're doing here." And him and I go over there and we proceed to just take drinks. And she's just like, "Are you getting my husband drunk?" I'm like, "I know you're my teacher, but you're a child, so yes."
Dave is like the UCC Bert Kreischer over there.
Yeah.
Like, we're getting drunk.
Well,
Dave
and then at the
Loggers Dorm Daddy Dave.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm getting it started early at community college.
They don't have dorms at
No.
UC, so
Just Daddy Dave here. But then we're at the Oregon Logging Conference, and I meet her dad and brother, and they're like, "Yeah, we're just about done here." I'm like, "Well, there's a bar over there." Apparently, there's a bar over there. Is the thing I say
sensing
now?
a pattern.
Yeah, I'm like, "Well, there's a bar over there." So we go over there and we slam some drinks, and
There's a strip club nearby.
right. So I mentioned to Lace that I was thinking about going to the University of Idaho instead. I was like, because it's Idaho, I've never lived there. I think it'd be kind of cool to spend a couple years there.
And
there's a bar over there.
And there's a bar over there. And she says, and she's like, how serious? I'm like, well, I'm kind of like 50-50 at this point. I just got to find out what kind of programs they have. If they've got comparable programs, then it's probably going to be a go. And she says, she's like, my dad wanted me to give you his phone number so that when you get up there, you guys can go get drinks. She's like, my dad and my brother were like, yeah, we'll hang out with Dave. I'm like,
oh my god!
All right.
We'll hang out with Dave.
I was like, she's like, so that's another. I was like, dang, that's actually kind of that's a little push to Oregon State because they've got tons of hunting grounds up there, like her family property, and she has keys to places that you usually can't get to unless you work for certain people.
Yeah.
I almost started saying names, but I don't want to do that just in case. But because she worked for these places and she has keys and she doesn't work there anymore, but she still's got them. And she's like, oh yeah, we hunt these lands for years. I'm like, okay, Corvallis is starting. Don't want Corvallis.
But don't want to go to Idaho because you're not going to make that drive every weekend for football games.
Yeah, that was definitely in my pros and cons box.
That's a big one.
Mm-hmm. But also, I would be closer to away games. Actually, I'd be like right in the middle.
Not. You
because you still got to go to Portland to fly. Wait, is that what you said, Jake?
Yeah, he can fly out of Boise though.
Yeah,
but it's not Boise.
Actually, he can fly out of Spokane.
Yeah, Spokane's like a stone's throw away.
Okay, but still.
No, it's not. It's further north, but whatever. I was thinking Pullman.
Yeah, all of a sudden my Facebook feed will just be full of Dana and Dave whining about not being able to go to the football game.
Speaking of Dana, she fucking FaceTimed me today, and she sent me like a crying emoji. I'm like, the fuck is going on there?
What all now?
Right, call me. And she's like, no, I'm not calling you. I'll FaceTime you. I'm like, so somebody fucking hit her. Both eyes blacked.
Fuck.
Like, she's like, yeah, just got out of jail. Kicked her ass. She kicked my ass. I'm like, what? Yeah, she got in a fight with some chick that was, I think, is dating the guy she was seeing, and he had nothing but shit things to say. I'm like, this is like your pattern, right?
Yeah, like at a certain point.
And I told her, I was like, anytime you start seeing a guy, I know they're a shitty guy because you don't say, this guy isn't my type. Or this guy seems very different. And she was like, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. I'm like, usually.
I know you've made a mistake because you said you don't say something like this guy isn't usually. Wow.
Am I wrong?
That's some cold shit, but it's absolutely, it's spot on.
Yeah.
I don't even know her that well.
Right. You know her enough, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know that she gets along with us and fits in our group. Like, that's.
Like, I remember there was one time I spent like an entire day at her bar just hanging out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I think I did that a couple times. But it's like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be at this Oregon volleyball game. I'm like, if it's on TV, I'll just cover it from here.
I'll read the highlights and then I'll do a story.
Which I did. I fucking watched the volleyball game at the bar, and awesome. I pulled my computer out and wrote the story.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you got to do sometimes.
I didn't need to interview anybody.
Nah, fuck it. They were on the TVs.
Yeah, right. Like, even if you get interviewed, it's not going to get used.
Yeah, it was for ATQ, so I wasn't actually even getting paid, so,
ATQ.
Addicted to Quack.
Okay. Yeah. It just made me think of THQ, and then I I was like, WCW versus NWO.
Did you, dude? I played AEW's game it is cheeks.
That's what I've heard.
They had like a free play weekend.
Does that mean good now? Is cheeks a good
it's
thing?
bad.
No, it's
Cheeks
bad.
are bad.
Okay.
Booty cheeks. Yeah, it's booty cheeks.
cheeks.
I love booty cheeks.
Yeah, but not in a good time. Yeah.
Not cake, Dave. It's not cake. It's cheeks.
Okay. So cake is good. Cheeks is bad.
Good. Cheeks are bad. Cheeks is bad. Right.
All right. Cheeks is long back.
Exactly.
Okay.
Cheeks is loose butthole. Cake is tight butthole.
Right.
All right.
That makes sense.
Like I played it, and I played for about 40 minutes, and I think I did everything there is to do in the game.
Oh, that's
yikes.
I had a weapons match. You can't go backstage. There's no backstage area. So I fought around the arena for a while. I fought a referee. You can do that. I did the exploding barbed wire cage match, and it was dumb. You can throw Molotov cocktails for some reason, because those happen a lot in wrestling.
Right.
That's a real thing.
But yeah, it was the same grapple
AEW
move.
Kandahar.
It was these people.
Hey.
They could have been anywhere in the world,
but not AEW Kandahar.
Appreciate that. We're going home on that line right there. I'm not doing any better than that. But for this episode, this edition of my show, good night, universe.
That's a podcast.
Hey, go Ducks.
Go Ducks.
Go Ducks.
Make sure to go and check out definitelynotsellingdrugs.com.